today with their trip to Bayern Munich coming up. Back four with Varga and Craney included. No place for Irish under-21 international Liam Miller or Chris Sutton, who's serving the last game of his suspension. Celtic playing from left to right. The game underway. Billy McNeil here with me. Billy, your thoughts on this one?
Well, it's obviously always a difficult game. Dundee are an interesting side. They've got some very skillful players. I often think that when you watch Dundee, if Mzaji can get on the ball, then Dundee are always likely to score.
Now Novo, touch just took him away from goal, and Stephen Craney back there helping Celtic out, but there was a gap there and the ball over the top almost exposed the Celtic cover in these early stages. Now that's for Henrik Larsson. Lee Wilkie, by a mile the tallest player on the pitch. He's a big man, and he let that one go for a goal kick. A lot of work done by the ground staff on the pitch here at Dens Park. Normally it's not a great pitch. That was the incident again, Billy, with Novo.
Yeah. Now this is something that any team has got to watch, because they've got quickness up front. Both Lovell and Novo are quick, they're sharp, and if the ball goes in behind your defenders, then you've got a problem.
Johnny Hernandez helping it forward. Jackie McNamara. And now Barry Smith, the Dundee captain, tries to thread it through. Neil Lennon in the way. Back to Stanislav Varga. Needs to prove a point to his manager over the next couple of games. Injury problems last season. Alan Thompson. Henrik Larsson showing Thompson where he wants it. It goes instead to Didier Agat. Hernandez is the Dundee left back. Agat still with it. Larsson through the centre. Hartson was just behind. Cut out though by Lee Mayer. Caballero with that familiar ponytail. Gavin Ray now wearing number 8. Thompson has gone across to him. Wilkie. Again. Barry Smith in front of him. Agat wanted McNamara further forward. Lennon to his left. Petrov through the centre. Hartson makes a move. It's out of Barry Smith for a Celtic throw. Hartson just beaten by the Dundee cover, but it's fallen kindly for Celtic and for a gap. Hernandez there. McNamara first time cross. Lee Wilkie there. Petrov. Novo being hassled by Craney. Dundee in possession. Skipping away from Lennon is Caballero. Lovell makes a move to his left. Caballero still in possession, gets it back from Craney. Celtic not looking too comfortable. This is Novo. McNamara got across. It's out for a corner. Hedman furious with his defence. They just couldn't get the challenges in. Finally, they're able to clear the ball away.
No, well, they stood off Caballero. He's tremendous at going at people. Look how he gets the ball threaded through there. A bit fortunate with that, but there's Novo in a position where he might well have scored.
Wilkie has gone in there, been marked by Varga, missed them both. Here's a chance, and Mayer has out for another corner. It was blocked by John Hartson. If you remember, Lee Mayer was the player who scored the late Dundee goal at Parkhead back in May, that goal that proved so costly.
It's a real chance, and it goes right across the face of defenders. Good tackle by Hartson at the end of it.
Again, they looked for Wilkie. It was Balde who was able to clear it away. Dundee keep it in. No, they don't. Throw in to Celtic. Anxious start though by the Glasgow side, not looking very steady at the back. Craney launches it forward. Hernandez beaten in the air by Larsson. Hernandez just pushed in the back. Free kick. And the Celtic supporters who were in that stand to our right, the goal which Celtic are attacking in the first half, not too happy with this, but this was a free kick.
No, I don't think there was an awful lot in it, but fair enough to the referee. I think the ball was going to end up outside the goal line in any event, but you know, Larsson is very competitive. He never knows when to give up.
Speroni taking the free kick. Varga. Nemsadze. Wilkie. Novo looking very dangerous for Dundee. Lovell has gone inside. 4 between those two Dundee players, but they haven't got the ball anymore. Thompson again goes long. Wilkie once more dominant in the air. Stilian Petrov. Varga. Again, Hartson making a move. Just hasn't got the ball. Mayer launches it forward. Varga's big cut for a pace. Hedman has to track back into his area. Petrov. Larsson. Barry Smith there. Wilkie charging forward. Larsson going with him. Showing good composure for a big man, and plays it back to David Mackay. Caballero. Smith now. Space over on the far side. Smith finally sends it out there to Mackay. Caballero. Mackay's continued his run forward. It's lost though to Stephen Craney of Celtic. Hartson is there. Larsson there too. Cleared away by Mayer. Cross perhaps just too close to the defender. Alan Thompson going too high, and Hernandez calmly chests it back to his goalkeeper.
The thing about Dundee, you know, as early as this in the game, whenever they get the opportunity, they'll press forward to attack, and they're more content with attacking than simply defending.
Smith. This is Hernandez. Half blocked by Agat. Balde getting stuck in there, and Balde's been hurt. Well, I think he's going to get back up to his feet pretty quickly, but well, Celtic can just not afford any more injuries with that huge trip to Munich coming up.
Oh, he's a lucky big man, because his heel stud's stuck in the ground there, and that often creates a situation where there's a serious injury.
And just looking at him out of picture, he seems to be moving pretty freely. Bobo Balde. There he is. Well, that challenge was just a little bit too strong for the referee's liking. Gavin Ray, the player who was penalised. Craney getting set for the free kick. Now Balde has gone forward. There was a push there. Oh, what a goal! Bobo Balde with a superb goal. I thought there was an infringement just inside the area. 7.5 minutes played. That is an absolute screamer for Bobo Balde.
It's a marvellous goal, isn't it? Great timing. He concentrated on getting to the ball and made his run. Opponents never get anywhere near. A marvellous header is just underneath. I think it just maybe clipped the crossbar, but tremendous timing he had. Good run for the ball, and you wonder what your defenders are doing at times.
Absolutely fantastic goal from Bobo Balde. Needless to say, his first of the season. Doesn't get too many, but he will remember that one for a long time to come. And Celtic off to a perfect start at Dens Park, leading Dundee already. Lovell of Dundee. Nemsadze. Now Celtic give him space, he can really hurt them. This is Ray. Novo to his right. Balde has to put it out for a corner. Gavin Ray again running at the Celtic cover and causing them a few difficulties, Billy.
Yeah, well, they'll do that. You know, both Gavin Ray and Nemsadze are creative players, and they'll go forward. You know, they leave the doggy work to Barry Smith. He's got left to tidy up. They sit there and give them the opportunity to break forward.
Again, they look towards Wilkie. Varga, should say, able to handle him. Mackay. Petrov with the foot in. Craney there as well on Nemsadze. Craney clears. Referee has given Dundee the free kick, the foul by Petrov. Nemsadze has taken it already. Balde trying to clear it forward, heading it behind his own end line. Another corner. But Dundee certainly do have the players to punish Celtic from these positions. The deliveries, though, they've had quite a few corners in the opening stages, have been just off. Nemsadze tries another variation. Ray lifts it in. Lovell is there. Balde and Varga. They're queuing up for it, and Wilkie almost sends that one out of the ground, right into the Bobby Cox stand behind that goal to our left.
You know, at the end of it all, Wilkie doesn't make any use of the ball, but Well, Celtic defenders are just a little bit lax. They're all well away from their opponents here, and they really get a couple of chances for a shot at goals. And maybe Celtic have got to tighten up in that area just a little bit.
Hartson penalised that time. For the foul on Gavin Ray. Martin O'Neill will be pleased with the lead, but I'm sure not too happy with some of the defensive play he's seen. Long from Headman. It was Mackay's header. A gap. Well, there's nobody around him. McNamara charging up on this near side. Neil Lennon. Petrov. Now that's broken down. He's behind Jackie McNamara. Lennon. Smith, McNamara. Petrov taking it away from Nemsadze, but Dundee have the ball. Ray sends it out to David Mackay. Ray again. Caballero let it go. Picked up by Varga. Petrov. Lennon finding a gap. That's recycled to McNamara. Alan Thompson screaming for it, and he's got a beautiful ball for McNamara, but no pressure really on Thompson. Lifted in, cross needed to be better. Wilkie and then Smith clear, but Celtic applying the pressure. Neil Lennon. Didn't really work, it was intended for Stephen Craney. A good spell for Celtic. Caballero couldn't get away from Varga, and the referee has given Dundee a free kick. The referee, Dougie MacDonald. That's Jim Duffy, the Dundee boss, not happy with their 6th place finish in the SPL last season. Feels they can do much, much better. Mackay free over here. Balde doesn't let it come through to Novo. Caballero. Still Caballero. And Craney helps it back to Neil Lennon. Henrik Larsson. Thompson. Well, the idea was right, the pass just a little bit off. Lovell now. Nemsadze. Lovell to his left, stopped by Thompson, but Hernandez had stayed forward. Blocked by Didier Agat, and Celtic doing well to get their challenges in. Dundee turning the screw, though, with Smith. Petrov ahead. Options all been covered at the moment. They're forced sideways to Hernandez. Nemsadze. Lovell has to get the referee out of the way. Can't get away from Neil Lennon. Celtic can't get the ball back though. Ray wide to Mackay. Those 3 forwards wait in the centre. Cross on its way. Balde with the header again, unable though to find a teammate. Mackay. Nemsadze. And just pushed too far forward. Good approach play, Billy, from Dundee, but just when they get into the final third, Celtic were able to close them down. Well,
that's right. They're comfortable on the ball, aren't they? And they're prepared to come and look for the pass. You know, that little pass from Nemsadze, just, I think he actually overhit the pass a little bit and it came to nothing. But they're comfortable on the ball. They're prepared to knock it about. And they're prepared to play for that opening.
It was Mayer's header. Really needed to find touch with it. It goes to a gap. Now Hartson. Hartson with the turn and the cross and the clearance takes the pressure off the Dundee defence. Craney, Thompson and Petrov linking up well for Celtic. Thompson with it again. They look to get Henrik Larsson away. Comes back around. Here's Petrov. Touched for Hartson. Agat is following up. Can he settle himself? Agat came off a defender. It was Hernandez, and Dundee relieved to get out of that situation. They were cut wide open.
They were, weren't they? You know, they commit themselves so much to attack. They're often at the back, they're left short, and there certainly was the opportunity for Celtic to add to the tally there.
Lovell of Dundee. Match certainly flowing. Dundee a goal behind, but really are taking it to the side who finished second in the SPL last season. And Neil Lennon put the pressure on Lovell, forced him into the air, throw into Celtic. Larsson, lovely flick for John Hartson. Hartson has Thompson to his left. I don't know why he didn't play it to him sooner. Goes through the centre. Larsson is here now. Larsson! Straight into the chest of Speroni. Well, Larsson knew exactly what he was doing. Thompson was free, but he wanted Larsson to make space, and the Swede did just that. This is Caballero, the Argentinian. A Gats challenge. Well, the Dundee supporters, as you can hear, giving their team plenty of encouragement. Hernandez, that's too close to Magnus Hedman.
Hedman will be glad of that fact that Hernandez overhit the ball, because he's really not touched the ball much. Although they've had some play towards the Celtic penalty area, Dundee haven't really committed the goalkeeper to any saves.
Mayor's header. Agat. McNamara goes ahead of him. Didier Agat. Big gap through the centre. It's played through for John Hartson. Larsson makes a move off the Welsh striker, but Gavin Ray was there to stop the attack. And Hartson looks a little bit annoyed at his strike partner. That won't last long. Foul by Lennon on Lovell. Smith, Lovell's flick. Lovell again. That was intended for Novo. Varga couldn't play it back and was forced to put it out for the throw-in.
Good recovery, in fairness to him. You know that Novo's a handful, because he's always prepared to run in behind the defender, and Varga almost got caught with it, but recovered well.
Hernandez taking the throw-in. Nemsadze. Smith. Hernandez. Caballero. That's McNamara with him. That's a lovely ball through to Gavin Ray. Balde able to watch it go out of play. They are trying to do the right thing, Dundee. Some very fine approach play. Just breaking down, though, around the Celtic area.
Well, they probe for a spell here, don't they? That's that earlier shot we saw from Larsson. Good goalkeeping, good position. But, you know, Dundee will probe round about that area, and they will knock a pass or two into the box.
Here's Larsson. Hernandez wanted his goalkeeper to come out a lot sooner. Well, Speroni did get there. But you could almost feel the panic in the way Hernandez was helping that one back towards his goalkeeper. Caballero. Lovell. Referee plays the advantage. This is Ray. Just couldn't get past Craney. It's a free kick to Dundee, and it appears that Stephen Craney is the player who is down injured. He looks to be in quite a bit of difficulty, and this is not what Celtic want.
No, I don't think to me it was totally accidental, the challenge that Stephen Craney put himself into. That's the earlier one we saw from Nemsadze, and I think that might well have been a foul. If Stephen Craney goes into a full challenge here, he may well have twisted his knee.
Well, he looks to be in a lot of pain, Stephen Craney. Well, that injury list, and particularly if you look at players who can play on the left side of that Celtic back three, the system that Martin O'Neill favours. You think of Larsson and Valhaeren. They're both struggling with injuries, and Craney, a naturally left-sided player,
particularly with a view to the European tie in midweek. But well, that was all actually in it, but certainly he looked as though he twisted his knee.
This is down at the other end, Hernandez, and well, a gaff shot.
Yeah, there are a lot of defenders there between him and the goalkeeper, but it looked as though it was going to be in target.
Well, Craney is being helped from the pitch. He is walking off, though, with the Celtic physios. There he is. Martin O'Neill will want a full report before he decides on what course of action to take. So Celtic, for the moment, down to 10. Caballero, Hernandez, Nemsadze and Wilkie just out of picture at the moment. And Wilkie, I think, could be favourite to strike this. Hedman waits on his line. 4 in the main Celtic wall. Lennon getting ready to charge this down. It's played to Wilkie, and it took a deflection on the way through. Hedman had to stop it. Good goalkeeping from the Swede, who hasn't really had a lot to do. In some ways, though, the fact that Wilkie was standing so far off, this was a bit telegraphed.
It was. It's that type of thing has happened before. In Neil Lennon's defence, he chased the ball, he kept his eye on it and got the partial block in.
Stephen Craney still receiving treatment over on the far side. May, though, about... Well, we'll find out and see what happens. Novo and Varga battling with this. Balde there to help him out. And McNamara with it for Celtic. Now the flag up for offside. And it appears that Stephen Craney is going off the Celtic team. It's actually only his first start of the season in the league. So very unfortunate for Stephen Craney. And it looks as if Liam Miller is coming on. So they will reorganise a little bit. A gap slipped at the vital time. Hernandez. Caballero. Hernandez storming up on the outside, but Caballero doesn't need it. Tries the shot, came off Balde. Lovell is there. McNamara inadvertently plays it back to Hernandez. McNamara's header. Nemsadze. Hernandez again. Again, they've good quality possession, Dundee. Will they get the penetration? Ray around Lennon. Still Gavin Ray, but it's been forced sideways. Now Hernandez. 4 waiting in the area. Hernandez, one way then the other around a gap, but he still hasn't got by him. Well, the Dundee supporters getting a little frustrated with this. They have plenty of the ball, but they're now back in their own half. Mayer launches it forward. It's to no one in particular, but kind of very interesting set of movements there from Dundee.
Well, they're prepared to play and keep passing the ball until they see the opportunity. But what happened there was that I think that the front players started to come out and really disregarded the fact that there was a pass on.
Well, there is Liam Miller. Scored a goal for Celtic in that pre-season friendly against Arsenal, and has started a game or two for them in the SPL this season. More often than not, though, been on the bench. Irish under-21 international. Big things expected of Liam Miller. We'll get to see him in action any moment now, but they've defending to do. Caballero. Gavin Ray making a super run through the middle, but his teammate didn't see him, and Varga clears it away. Hartson deceived by the bounce. Now Petrov to Henrik Larsson. The mistake from Nemsadze. Larsson still going, lifting the pace. Hartson is in there. It came off Mayer. Still in play. Now it's gone for a corner, and Celtic will get to make the change. Well, there is Liam Miller. Well, Miller, when he came on, had a word with Jackie McNamara. That may be to tell McNamara to go to left back, but we'll keep an eye with Stephen Craney gone off. Miller at the moment is hanging back to watch Caballero. Corner taken by Thompson. Celtic leading 1-0. Miller with his first touch. Petrov, Miller again. Well, there's 4 in there waiting for it. Miller decides to go himself, and Sadze stopped him, and now Lovell plays it forward. Novo all on his own, and Agat outpaces him. Did he foul him? Yes, according to the referee. Well, this will be a most interesting decision. Will it be a red card? It's red for Didier Agat. A professional foul. Well, this replay will certainly be most interesting. Celtic a goal up, but now down to 10 men. Didier Agat sent off for a professional foul. Martin O'Neill absolutely furious.
I agree, I haven't seen the replays yet. Here's a replay and we'll see what happened. He certainly pulls him back. He's got his hand on him and pulls him back. It's a silly gesture. He's got the pace to get in front, but there the hand goes out. Not a lot in it. But the referee has seen it's a foul and he's the last man. Well, he was going down easily. Oh, Novo was going down.
There was a reaction as well, though, Billy. Sorry to interrupt you. From Novo, which wasn't exactly sportsmanlike. Just after the incident, Martin O'Neill doesn't have the benefit of the replay, nor does the referee. The fact is, though, Celtic down to 10. Stephen Craney gone off injured. They'll have to reorganise even more.
See, I agree with you in a lot of... But what I fail to understand is, Agat's got pace to burn. He knows that he's going to get ahead of Novo. He doesn't have to put the challenge in there. He's got waits till he gets past the lad. Novo's waiting for the challenge. He's going to go down at the least opportunity.
Caballero, the wall did its job. It was blocked by Balde. Still there for Dundee. Mackay sending it in. Lovell, was he pushed? Well, he indeed pushed the Celtic defender. It's a free kick to the visiting team. He's been a busy man the last couple of minutes, Dougie McDonald.
Yeah, it was just exactly right there, wasn't it? Because Lovell makes the first move. He pushes Hearts in. There's no doubt whatsoever that the referee is correct there. But there'll be lots of argument about Agat's ordering off. I mean, Novo is going to go down. As soon as he got the challenge in, he was prepared to go down.
Well, the Celtic players, just while you look at the referee, are trying to hear in the noise what Martin O'Neill wants from them. Are they going to go to a back 3 or stay with a 4? They have gone and remained with the 4, with Alan Thompson gone to left back. Hartson is staying up on his own, with Larsson dropping back to the left side of a midfield 3, it appears. Hernandez, Liam Miller with the challenge.
I think Celtic will probably go to a mid 4, sorry, and leave John Hartson up there, because Larsson's got the ability to break ball. So is Petrov to get up there and support him.
Liam Miller now has gone to the right side. Did I say midfield 3? Of course, meant midfield 4. Hartson up there on his own. Ray Varga makes the challenge. Larsson back there working very hard. That ball is still in play. This is Thompson. He took it out over the line. Throw in to Dundee. Novo making a move. Lennon slow to react to it. This is Lovell. McNamara scoops it away. Larsson there. Goal kick, says the assistant referee on the far side. Hartson and Wilkie competing for that. Mackay had just dropped off to pick up the loose ball. Varga has Novo with him, and Varga is penalised. Free kick to Dundee. And I suppose now, Billy, from Celtic's perspective, first order of business is to get to half-time with the lead still intact.
Very much so. They've got to settle down. They've not got to lose their heads in any shape or form. You know, what's happened is gone now, and you can't do anything about it. But it's important what happens between now and half-time. You're right. They've got to get into the dressing room. They've got to let Martin O'Neill sit them down, calm them all down, and then decide what he wants to do in the second half.
Lovell. Balde. A bit of a casual clearance. He's helped out, though, by Liam Miller. But Dundee will have the ball again. Even before the sending off, Dundee had lots of possession, but just weren't exactly using it well in front of the Celtic area. Wilkie hitting it long, too long, and that is a waste again. Wilkie apologises to Novo and Lovell, who were up there. Just coming up to half an hour played. There's been a lot of action packed into the first 30 minutes here at Dens Park. Celtic taking the lead. A great goal from Bobo Balde after 7.5 minutes, and then Didier Agat sent off for a professional foul. Celtic leading, but down to 10 men. Hernandez. Smith. Nemsadze. Ray. Mackay. Larsson is in strongly, nothing wrong with the challenge. And Larsson can't keep it in play. Hernandez. Celtic have pushed their defence out and they're closing the ball down pretty well. Caballero. Varga comes to try and take it from him. Good control from the Dundee player. Ray. Now Hernandez again. Plays it forward. Petrov with the easy interception. Caballero kicking at him. That's why the free kick was given.
You know, Celtic still look very comfortable and tight. They've set themselves up with a 4-4 and John Hartson up front. And really we haven't seen any obvious signs that Dundee are going to be able to break them down.
Hartson battling away with, it was Lee Mayer that time. Lovell helps it on. Celtic on the back foot again. This is Novo. Lovell is back in there. Hedman with a comfortable save. The big Swede just fell on that. Novo wanted Lovell to make more of a move in the penalty area.
Novo's pace is the one real threat that we've seen Celtic have, but you know, they still look very, very comfortable at the back. Earlier on they were a bit too far off their men. They've tightened up and they've got to grips with the game.
Hartson offside.
Yeah, there's that tussle inside the box, and you know, I've got to be honest with you, I think that's a penalty kick, because I think defenders are clambering all over forwards now. They're pulling at them and they're not giving them the chance to react. John Hartson's backing into him certainly, but he's entitled to do that.
Barry Smith kept calm. Mayer. Wilkie. This is Novo. Varga was lucky. Novo just couldn't hang on to it. Now Henrik Larsson. Only Hartson up with him. Alan Thompson has come forward from his new left back position. Larsson. And cleverly gets to throw it off David Mackay. Well, the support play wasn't the quickest in getting up there, Billy.
No, well,
Henrik Larsson.
They'll be that little bit more comfortable and sitting, you know, strictly speaking, with the four, not disturbing the system and just playing the game away. You know, obviously the important aspect is that he can get the ball into John Hartson and then get some assistance from midfield.
McNamara. Neil Lennon. Larsson. Barry Smith coming to meet him. It's come through to Petrov. Larsson wants it. Liam Miller available to his right. It's played towards Miller. Not a particularly good ball from Henrik Larsson. Hernandez with the interception. Miller not letting him play it out of defence. Throw in instead. Throw into Celtic. Last to touch it was Nemsadze. Here is Hartson. Second goal now for Celtic would be a real cruel blow for Dundee. The referee looking for assistance from his assistant referee, who has decided to give Celtic the corner. Seemed to be some confusion back there, but it's Alan Thompson who is trotting across to take the corner. Miller and McNamara have stayed back, which means Balde is in there. Vargas on the near post for Thompson to aim at. Speroni got a touch to it, challenged strongly by Balde, who I think only had eyes for the ball, went flying at it, and when he's in the sort of form he's in where he scored that brilliant first goal, well, why not? Speroni not injured in the challenge at all.
Yeah, I don't think there was much in it. You know, Balde is certainly going for a ball. He's a powerful figure when he does that. But Speroni will remember that moment, I'm sure.
Well, more soccer on Network 2 today. Don't forget the Premiership coming up later on. Main match, of course, Charlton against Manchester United. Highlights of all the other big games, all the goals of the day in the Premiership. And of course then on Wednesday night the UEFA Champions League returns to RTE television. Our live game is Bayern Munich and the team you see in front of you in green and white hoops, Celtic. That's followed by Arsenal and Inter Milan Wednesday night. Don't miss it. The Champions League back. This is the Scottish Premier League. Celtic 1-0 down. Lovell for Dundee. That really difficult chance, but at least you got to make the goalkeeper make a save from here, Billy.
Yeah, I think it was the perfect position there. He tried to direct his header onto the back post, just didn't make the proper connection. I think that's a real chance missed. Novo did very well. Went up the right-hand side, couldn't get the move, got back on his left foot, great ball, eliminated the defenders, and Novo will regret missing that one, I'm sure.
Great chance for Dundee to draw level. Miller battling away for possession with Hernandez. It's Hernandez who has it. Vargas header for Celtic. Lennon. Liam Miller. Off Nemsadze. Smith for Dundee, the captain. Brought down by Stilian Petrov. And Petrov, he was reacting at Liam Miller, just telling him he wanted the ball played forward a little bit quicker. And Miller unlucky there. Caballero wins it back. Nemsadze. Petrov couldn't get to him. Nemsadze challenged by Larsson. Nothing wrong with it, said the referee. And Jackie McNamara able to launch it forward. Hernandez. Caballero. Lennon. Now Liam Miller. Well, Petrov may have been giving it to Miller, but there weren't too many options ahead of Miller when he had a look there. The only one really was Hartson, and he was marked by two players. Larsson. Alan Thompson. Lennon. Hartson has Miller outside. Never going to get to him with that though. Caballero. And McNamara, and that was a soft free kick. David Mackay of Dundee. Lovell is the furthest forward. Varga seems to be getting stronger and stronger in this game for Celtic. Former Sunderland player. Liam Miller again, he looks up and there's very little on. Has to go back to McNamara. Plenty of options over on the far side. Larsson is there, Thompson is free. Played to him by Stanislav Varga. Thompson. Intended for Hartson. Liam Miller picking up the loose ball. Just couldn't use it. Lovell, Caballero. This is Gavin Ray steaming up this left-hand side. Caballero cuts back in. Managing to hang on to the ball. But now they've lost it. Alan Thompson. Celtic with just 2 inside the Dundee half. Dundee with 5, now 6 back. More Celtic players arriving. Thompson challenging David Mackay. Free kick to Celtic. Almost in the same position from where Balde scored in the 8th minute of this game. There's the challenge.
Yeah, Alan Thompson does well. He turns Mackay, doesn't he? He turns him well and forces him into the foul. Wasn't a lot in it.
Don't think Mackay thinks it was a free kick.
There's never been a defender ever thought they gave away a free kick.
Henrik Larsson will take the free kick for Celtic. Varga is up there. Balde over towards the back post. Varga makes a move, it's over, but it's Hernandez who heads it away. Ray tries to complete the clearance. Petrov is winding up for that. Stopped by Caballero. Larsson has it again. 3 wait. Larsson's cross too close to Speroni, the Dundee keeper. Danger clear for the moment. Hernandez really needed to be played forward quickly. Celtic had defenders scrambling back into position. Miller. Now Larsson. Celtic with a man down, all too happy just to keep hold of the ball and frustrate the home side. Hartson. Petrov was inside him, but Mackay was there to collect for Dundee. 24th of October, or September I should say, is Dundee's big day in the UEFA Cup. First round, they play Perugia. Novo and McNamara. Novo was last to touch it, throw in for Celtic. Jim Duffy barking in the instructions to his team. Miller. Mayer telling Wilkie he has it covered, but he hasn't. Miller just couldn't take it past. This is Lennon. Alan Thompson. Thompson goes round the cover and still going. Alan Thompson, that was really good. Hartson is there. Petrov on the outside. Petrov came off Hernandez, caught him in the chest.
I think that might have been lower than his chest in actual fact, Dara, but certainly felt the power of Petrov's shot. But you know, that's what Celtic have got to do. They've got to get the ball down, in touch with John Hartson, and feed off him.
I think you might be right about where it hit. Hernandez certainly felt it. Well, this is the only goal we've had in the game so far, worth another look.
Fabulous header, wasn't it? Great. His timing, his run's perfect, the timing is tremendous. And albeit there's defenders everywhere round about, they had no chance of defeating his purpose there, did they?
The Balde's in the area again for this Celtic corner. Alan Thompson will provide the delivery. Heading towards half-time. Varga was there. Difficult from that angle to put it on target. He was fractionally wide.
Good run, gets across the front of the defenders, but really it would be difficult for him to turn it on to goal there. Got just a little bit too much on the ball, I think.
There'll be 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this most interesting first half. You just see Jim Duffy screaming at his players over on the far side. That's offside against Novo. Went that little bit too early. Celtic forced to reorganise big time after Agat's sending off. They've lost Stephen Craney through injury. Novo, the player indeed who was involved in that challenge, which led to a red card.
Yeah, they've looked very comfortable, even though they're a man down. They've looked very, very comfortable. They were a bit casual, shall I say, earlier on defensively, but they've looked very, very comfortable. Only Lovell's chances, the only time they've had a shot at goal.
Now Hartson, what can he do here? Wilkie was far too casual there, and Hartson almost rugby tackled Lee Mayer to the ground. He's going to be under a lot of pressure in the second half. Up there on his own, he's going to have a lot of hard work to do.
Yeah, you know, I think this is a good one for him because he needs a little bit of fitness. He's going to get it in this game because he's going to be asked to have to accommodate one or two defenders there. But he's capable of it, John Hartson.
Dundee giving away possession very easily. Neil Lennon, Thompson. Celtic just looking to work down the clock to get to half-time with that lead still there at 1-0. Lovell and Balde colliding just after the ball had gone. But Billy, what will Jim Duffy be saying to his players at half-time? They've had loads of the ball, just haven't used it in a great way.
I honestly think he'll be very annoyed with his team because they've had lots of the ball, as you said, but they haven't taken account of the opportunities they had to make the early pass. I think they've possibly over-elaborated a little bit too much at times.
You saw Caballero trying to play it through to Novo. And a lot of the time they've been forced from side to side. Hernandez has been busy here. Ray, Barry Smith, the captain. Nemsadze is available to Ray's right, the Georgian international. Dave Mackay, that's a very good ball to Mackay, played across, Hedman couldn't hang on to it, and Varga just protects him as he does manage to grab it, playing for his place in Munich on Wednesday.
That was a lovely ball, but far too near the goalkeeper. A lovely pass in behind, and you know, Celtic were caught just a little bit narrow, and Mackay got up there but didn't make use of the opportunity.
Thompson playing it out. Nemsadze, Caballero, and there is the whistle. The end of the first half. Celtic off to a dream start with Bobo Balde's league goal.
So when he's getting the ball, he sometimes has to come back. He just needs to be patient. I'm sure Martin O'Neill will say to him, don't worry about it. If the ball can't go forward, keep it.
Can Celtic hold on to this one-goal lead? Dundee maybe get back in it? We shall find out. The team's out at Dens Park. Time for us to go back to our commentary team. Billy McNeil, and first, Darren Maloney.
Yes, welcome back to Dens Park. The two teams back out on the pitch along with the referee. No changes to either side for this second half. Dundee, the full complement of 11. Celtic down to 10. And, well, it's up to John Hartson and others. Hartson will have to work particularly hard in this second half. But Dundee have had lots and lots of the ball in good situations. But, well, apart from that Lovell chance, haven't really got through. Celtic's lead, though, only a slender one, a goal to nil. Billy, how's this second half going to pan out?
Well, I think you'll find that Celtic will play very, very similarly to they did after the opening off. They'll keep themselves intact as much as they can, but they'll need to provide that little bit better service into to John Hartson and then get up to support him, you know. But, you know, really after, shall I say, a slightly uncomfortable start, they handled the situation very well.
Well, they have had to reorganise, as you'd expect. Henrik Larsson is going to play on the left side of a middle four. Liam Miller on the right. Lennon and Petrov in the centre. Alan Thompson has gone to left back. And the assistant referee is not that happy at the moment with the net, as you can see. That's the goal to our right in front of the Bob Shankly stand. And the fourth official is coming across with, well, a very scientific solution, some tape to fix it. I don't know how they didn't notice that before the game, or maybe it just came loose. They did go over and check the nets, and well, they fixed it.
Well, they're happy now, Dara, anyway. Whatever it was, they've got it sorted.
Another delay at Dens Park. And the second half begins. Dundee from left to right. Nemsadze. Finding Johnny Hernandez. Ray Caballero, is he the player to get through the Celtic cover? Miller making it tricky for him. Smith forced backwards. Wilkie. David Mackay. Novo tried to take it into his stride. It just bounced awkwardly for him, came up off his shoulder. Celtic with a throw-in, and we saw in the first half, particularly towards the end of the first half, Celtic were only too happy just to keep the ball, pass it around at the back and try and frustrate their opponents. Jim Duffy will have had quite a bit to say to his team during that half-time interval. Lennon. There's the problem though, clearing the ball forward. It'll come straight back at them. Hernandez. Novo there. Balde didn't hear the shout from Varga. Cleared away by McNamara. Mayer. Hernandez. That hadn't gone out of play. McNamara clears it to Hartson. Hartson bringing Liam Miller in. Now there's nobody in the centre apart from Petrov, who's arriving now. Still Liam Miller. Petrov is there. Just missed him by a whisker. And Henrik Larsson across.
It's a super run from young Liam Miller, wasn't he? He wasn't all that far away from finding Petrov. Petrov, all credit to him, made a real positive run there to try and get up and touch with things.
Petrov had to make up a lot of ground to get into that position, and in the end just couldn't get far enough forward. Ray has taken the near post for Dundee. Balde's in there with Varga and John Hartson. Speroni stays on his line. Balde slipped. Miller will keep it alive. Back to John Hartson. Keeps it down, but wide. It took a deflection on the way through. It's out for another corner. And Hartson found space well there. Had to dig it out from behind him almost.
He did well, John Hartson, because he dragged himself away from the scene of things and got a full shot in.
They go short. Back to Petrov from Alan Thompson. Thompson again. Drifts in with the cross. Now Miller. Miller lifts it forward. Varga had stayed up there. Took it off the toe of Mayer. Here's Petrov. Dundee not defending with great purpose here. That's a good ball. Stopped by Mackay. Now it's back to Miller. Can he keep it down? Well, the answer is no. But he was in the right position to have a shot.
You know, the thing that amazes me, they really Dundee are allowing themselves to be penned into that box. They've got the extra man. They should be pushing out and denying Celtic those shots, but they're not. Well, I'm sure Jim Duffy will be very, very annoyed with the way they've started this second half.
Mackay. Caballero. Finds Ray. It's Mackay again. Nemsadze was too close to him. Hernandez has lots of space over there. Miller going across, and Miller will get possession. Has Hartson with him. Petrov is just behind. Miller has to keep going himself. Hernandez there, and Miller just ran out of time and space. And Dundee take it from him. But Miller certainly making an impression on the first few minutes of this second half. Henrik Larsson, the advantage played. And the referee really making the point to Larsson. Play still continuing. Ray. Miller got sucked inside. This is Hernandez. Came off Miller, who got back into position. Played forward by McNamara. Celtic with everybody back inside their own half. Caballero. Lovell ahead of him. It's in instead to Novo. And Varga there. Not a great clearance from Stanislav Varga. Thompson and Mackay. Somehow that managed to stay in. It's Ray. Nemsadze. Taken off him by Petrov. Has to go it alone. Hartson not able to keep up. Petrov going back looking for support. He was caught by Mayer. Petrov down injured. Now back to his feet as Dundee attack again with Mackay. Novo lifted through for Novo, but Hedman equal to it. Magnus Hedman didn't have the busiest first half at all by any means.
No, this is an interesting one. I felt that was a foul against Petrov. In fact, I'm convinced it was a foul against Petrov.
Hartson dispossessed by Hernandez. Mayer feeds Mackay again. Right foot, left foot, Nemsadze seems to have all the tricks. This is Hernandez. Novo moving in front of Barry Smith. This is Nemsadze. Mackay is free over here. Larsson moves to close him down. Celtic being made to work very hard. Wilkie. McNamara's cross sent back towards Larsson. Neil Lennon. Thompson taking his time over it and finds Liam Miller. Novo with him. Miller taking on Hernandez. Mayer with the clearance, but straight to Liam Miller. Ray. Mackay. Off Larsson. Just wouldn't come back for Stilian Petrov. Nemsadze. Hernandez. Hernandez puts the cross in. It's Varga who heads it. Not a great clearance though. McNamara. Liam Miller there. Caballero sends it back to Barry Smith. Hernandez. Dundee certainly applying the pressure. Can they get a shot on target? Nemsadze gets past Neil Lennon. Played through. Balde able to send it away from goal. Celtic fans applauding the defensive work. The Dundee supporters, well, they want an equaliser. Wilkie. Nemsadze. This is Barry Smith. Hernandez. Mackay free on the back post. It's played in, and that is a shocking cross. Some build-up. Again, just at the last minute, they're deserted by a bad cross.
Well, it was a concentrated build-up. They were prepared to pass it and pass it and pass it, and when the ball went out there wide, you expected a good ball to come in.
Momo Silla getting ready to come in for Celtic. It's John Hartson who's going off. So I think they're going to put Henrik Larsson up there on his own, are they? And move Silla to the left side of midfield. Well, I don't think so. I think Henrik Larsson has decided that he wants to stay on the left side of midfield, but Silla is on. John Hartson still looking for his match fitness. He's gone off. Miller. Lennon. Celtic needs some time on the ball, even if it is in their own half. McNamara plays it forward towards Silla. Dundee, well, there were three there to cope with one attacker. Now Ray. Balde with a strong clearance. Larsson keeps it in play. Well, all of the ball has to be over all the line, and I think the assistant referee, that's right below us, got that wrong. He's the man who was fussy about the net. Ray. Nemsadze. Hernandez. Smith. Well, they're moving from side to side. Here's Wilkie. Mayer and the goalkeeper Speroni, the Dundee players, back. Thompson. Lennon. Foul by Wilkie. And Neil Lennon has reacted to that, which, well, Celtic can't afford. And Wilkie being spoken to by the referee. I think the cards are going to stay in the pocket. Here's the challenge.
Actually, I didn't think there was an awful lot in the challenge, to be honest with you, but if it's a foul, so what? There's not an awful lot other than that you can say about it.
Well, the Dundee supporters were chanting at Neil Lennon. Well, I think you saw the reaction. I think you may be hearing more about that in the future. The assistant referee is talking to Dougie McDonald, the referee, and Alan Thompson is going to get a card. So, well, I don't think the referee saw what Neil Lennon did. Lennon now going across to talk to the referee. I have to say, I don't know what Alan Thompson did.
I certainly didn't see him any reaction at all. All I saw was him walking over to the spot to take the free kick. I think the referee or the assistant referee has got something confused.
Well, there was a reaction from Neil Lennon, which I'm sure you'll hear more about in the coming days and weeks ahead, but for the moment we concentrate on the football. Celtic cannot afford to lose another player. A gap got off in the first half. They lost Craney through injury. They're a goal ahead. Petrov now, Momo Silla. Thompson arriving, Silla still going. Great feet from Silla, but just too many navy shirts there for Dundee. It's Novo. And Varga, last man back apart from the goalkeeper. It's with Magnus Hedman. Now Thompson. Don't know why they're booing him, but there you go. Wilkie. Dundee have to get back on level terms before they can start thinking about winning games, but you have to go quite a bit back in the record books to find their last victory over Celtic in the league. 88-89, they won 3-2 at Celtic. Their last win at home was 86-87 when they won by 4-1. Drew here with Celtic last season. Were hammered though towards the end of the season at Celtic Park by 6-2. Just one down here, a man up, still with lots of the ball, but still unable to find a way through to get at Magnus Hedman, the Celtic keeper. Nemsadze again, for about the 5th time, just sweeps it out to Hernandez. Miller comes to meet him. Caballero going around McNamara, but not around Liam Miller. And Miller and McNamara combining well to stop the danger. Silla. They really are having to ask players to do things they're not normally used to, with Silla playing as a lone striker.
He's made a big impact on the game in his defence, because he's much sharper, obviously, than John Hartson. He's prepared to move about an awful lot more, and he's getting himself involved much more than John Hartson did in the game.
Nemsadze with the challenge on Larsson. David Mackay. Lovell. Alan Thompson. Wilkie taking it away from Momo Silla. Petrov helped it back to McNamara. Miller to his right. Silla's ahead of both of those players. Silla. Caballero sent it back to Hernandez. Nemsadze. The movement up ahead being covered at the moment. Mackay. Now here's Novo away from Varga, and Varga did well to stop him. It's out for a throw into Dundee. Mackay will take it. Varga. And Thompson, it's out for another one. Dundee getting ready to make a switch. Juan Sara will be on shortly. Nemsadze. Ray. Can they get back on level terms? Well, not with Lennon, Varga and Petrov about. Here's Miller. Now Silla. Plays it back to Liam Miller. Petrov is inside. Silla has got away from Lee Mayer. Now Larsson is charging forward. Silla has to hold it up for it. Still Momo Silla in possession. Back to Petrov. Now Miller. Flag up for offside. The assistant thought about it. Finally did put it up. Well, here is the change. It's David Mackay going off to be replaced by number 9, Juan Sara.
What I think Jim Duffy's going to do is he's going to put Novo out in a wide position on the right, Caballero on one on the left, and play Sara right up the middle and try to commit Celtic.
Novo unable to get past and get away from Stanislav Varga. Larsson. Now Silla chasing it down, Wilkie with him. Mayer coming across it. They form the triangle to get out of trouble. Barry Smith. Caballero, challenged by Neil Lennon. Here's McNamara. Now Sante goes with him, Hernandez there too. Miller. McNamara. Well, Silla is too close to him. Miller. And they've lost it now, they need to get players back. Sara for Dundee, straight into the shins of Henrik Larsson. Here's Ray. Now Barry Smith. They've changed it tactically, Dundee. What they were doing beforehand just wasn't working. Maybe this will be it. Hernandez. Well, again, they've been forced backwards. Nemsadze plays it forward. Lennon just caught by that. Hernandez and Balde has done a lot of good work defensively for Celtic, but not over yet. Nemsadze. Hernandez. Four wait in the centre. They appeal for handball off Neil Lennon. Prevents it going for the corner. Calmly plays it to Liam Miller. Celtic, well, at this time, able to deal with the Dundee threat from a defensive point of view. Caballero. Novo wants it over on the far side. Larsson was there. Soft free kick. Dundee have got it though. Larsson not pleased with the referee's decision. Really?
No, I think that Caballero overran the ball just a little bit. Honestly, I think he was going down before the Larsson challenge come in.
But it hasn't happened for Dundee from open play. Maybe Georgi Nemsadze can do it from this set piece. Wilkie is there. Balde has picked him up. They go wide to Hernandez. Inside Miller, and then again, and Miller stopped it. Now Miller leads the charge out from Celtic. Only Silla up with him. Petrov. Henrik Larsson. Silla. Miller. Thompson is looking for it over here. Petrov and Lennon haven't noticed at the moment. Miller, that's still in play. Silla thought it was gone out. Play the whistle. Here's Novo. Varga. Wilkie with a strong challenge. That might lift his team. Here's Sara. Caballero. Smith outside. Larsson is there. Celtic making it so difficult for Dundee to find a way through. Nemsadze has Petrov in front of him. Petrov taking it away from the Georgian, and Nemsadze will be booked for that. That was a little nasty from Georgi Nemsadze. His frustration getting the better of him. And he's on his way into the referee's notebook.
Yeah, I think frustration was the correct word to use there. But you know, Celtic played really well. They've forced Dundee to play down either side. They've kept themselves nice and intact at the back. They've kept that nice shape across midfield. Now with Silla coming on, I think it's given him another dimension, because he's easier to find. He's prepared to move, he's prepared to run, and we've seen young Liam Miller have some breaks down that right-hand side, and we've looked at Petrov as well. He's been prepared to get forward. So from a Celtic perspective, this has been an excellent second half.
And still they lead by a goal to nil. But Petrov certainly has come into the game. Liam Miller has impressed as well. You could see from the first minute after the restart he was determined to try and make an impression. But they have a lot of work to do if they're to come away from Dens Park and head back down the A9 with 3 points. Already 2 behind Rangers after their draw on the first day at Dunfermline. Caballero. Was he fouled by Varga? Well, the referee didn't think so, but the assistant did. And Celtic, well, they've conceded the free kick.
I think the crowd got that foul. Really did. I don't think there was much in that at all, and I think the crowd made a reaction, and bingo went the foul.
Nemsadze will take the free kick. That's an awful delivery. Henrik Larsson with an easy header out. Ray. Nemsadze. Back in on the left boot. Sara there. And Henrik Larsson for Celtic. They were excellent defensively last season, Celtic. Well, they've been very, very good today in difficult circumstances. Momo Silla. Miller is there. Petrov. Now Celtic have got a few forward here. Larsson has Alan Thompson over here. There he is. Silla waits in the centre. Thompson up from his left back position. Petrov. Henrik Larsson. Lifted in. Thompson did well to control it. They look for a handball. And Thompson in the end just couldn't hang on to it long enough. Goal kick.
Well, Celtic have even found the opportunity to be a bit adventurous there, and you know they've had an excellent second half. Really, Dundee haven't threatened them at all.
They've all worked very hard, none more so than Henrik Larsson. Smith in towards Novo. Varga had to get there and did. Good challenge from Lovell. And I think Alan Thompson quite content just to let him put the ball into play and slow things down.
Perfectly happy to let him do that. You know, Celtic have been very composed, they've been very thorough. Obviously, whatever Martin and Neil said to them at half-time, they're taking on board.
Remember, coming into this game, Celtic without Chris Sutton, without Larsson, Valharen, Paul Lambert, who is here, travelled up separately from the team this morning. Craney, Mialbi, of course, as well. All not available today, and Stephen Craney gone off injured. Lennon, Miller, and McNamara. Could be brothers, two of them very similar. Here's Silla and Miller. Silla again, throw in. Petrov. Lennon. Second goal for Celtic really would seal it, but there was some pulling there by Silla on one of the Dundee players, and it'll be a free kick to Dundee.
He'll be disappointed in his team's performance because they really haven't, as a force, threatened the Celtic goalkeeper Magnus Hedman, and really a lot of that is down to the ability that Celtic have shown, the composure that they've shown, the defensive qualities that they've shown, but a lot of it is down to the inability of the D team to sharpen their whole procedure.
Smith. Varga taking it away from Sara. This is Petrov now. Silla a little bit too casual. Ray looks to punish Celtic. Again, they're forced sideways. Smith slow to arrive. They go forward with Sara, and Varga able to intercept it. Well, Celtic still managing to keep Dundee out. McNamara caught late. Yellow card for Lovell. Stevie Lovell with the challenge on Jackie McNamara, and I think they're getting frustrated as well, Dundee, at their inability to get through this cover.
Very much so. You can see it. It's a late challenge. It's an intentional challenge. It's not that long ago from he had one on the other side, but he did make good connection with the ball. Just getting a little bit upset with the way the game is going.
Following Nemsadze into the referee's notebook. Hernandez, Lennon, Sara winning it back for Dundee. Caballero losing it to Henrik Larsson. Liam Miller looking for Silla, but it'll trickle back to Speroni in the Dundee goal. Smith. Thompson, that was a vital flick from Thompson. Varga had let Novo get away from him a little bit. Wilkie is doing, well, a Hierro on Silla. That should have been a free kick. The assistant referee should have seen it. The referee couldn't. He had his back to it, but Wilkie almost had Silla's shirt over his head. Caballero did well to get any sort of a cross in. Novo there, headed wide. Disappointing effort in the end from Novo. Not the tallest player on the pitch, in fairness.
No, a little bit of magic from Caballero. He's always liable to do something like fabulous cross in, and really a bit difficult for Novo, but I still think he should have been able to get it at least back into the box there. The 6-yard box I was talking about, but wonderful piece of skill by Caballero.
More football coming up on Network 2 today. The Premiership, of course, 7 o'clock, Network 2. Main matches, Charlton against Manchester United. Then on Wednesday, the Champions League back on RTE television. Our live game from the Olympic Stadium in Munich, Bayern Munich against Celtic. That's followed by Arsenal and Inter Milan from Highbury in London. Here at Dens Park in Dundee, Celtic are leading by 1-0, but been made to work very, very hard for the 3 points. Down to 10 men. Hernandez sends the cross in for Dundee. It's come back to Ray. Larsson tries to get it away. That took a deflection off a Celtic player. It's a Dundee corner.
Yeah, it was a bad header from Balde that caused a lot of the bother. Headed it right down the middle of the pitch, which you don't do, but then they got to the ball quickly and prevented a shot to reach the goalkeeper.
Nemsadze with the corner. Some of his deliveries from set pieces have been, well, disappointing. Nemsadze gets it in this time. It's away by McNamara. Hernandez off Silla. And that's Lovell with the header, and Hedman only too pleased to grab onto it. Everybody from Celtic back inside their area defending this, Billy.
Well, they're defending it very, very purposely, in actual fact. That's really the first thing that's got through to the goalkeeper. And I think Magnus Hedman will be glad of getting a little touch of the ball.
Smith. Sara, that's Balde just behind him. He's looking for somebody to move off him. Has to go a good few yards away to Ray. Lovell being closed down, and Petrov is there, and Larsson, the referee. I shouldn't laugh. This is McNamara. Now Silla trying to turn away from Mayer, and Silla has it. He'll have to do this all on his own. Wilkie is the defender. Silla looking to seal it. Straight to Speroni.
Good piece of work by Silla, though. He had to take on the defender, got the shot on target. Good goalkeeping by Speroni, but good substitution by Martin O'Neill, bringing on Silla at this stage in the game.
Don't forget, by the way, that racing from the Curragh will follow this match. We were half an hour late starting because of a serious accident on the A9 motorway. So we'll be at the Curragh very shortly. Just under a quarter of an hour left for play. And if Celtic have managed to hang on to this, I'd imagine it'll be a very satisfying win for Martin O'Neill. But at 1-0, really can't start talking about that or thinking about it, with plenty of time left for Dundee to draw level. Nemsadze, forced back by Neil Lennon. Wilkie. Oh, that was a little too strong from Wilkie. Balde showing his strength. Goal kick. Billy, no matter what way this game finishes up, with an eye on Wednesday at that game in Munich, there'll be a lot of Celtic players very, very tired after their efforts today.
Well, to be fair, I feel they've played very, very competently. They've never let their shape be disturbed, and they've been very conscious of the fact that they didn't want to do an awful lot of chasing. Bringing Silla on has been an asset to them, because it gave them a moving target which we could hit.
Now Lovell is the player going off. Mark Fotheringham, who was signed from Celtic about a month ago, has come on in his place. So can he do it against his old club, wearing number 30? Sean Maloney about to come in for Celtic. It'll be interesting to see who they take off. I wonder, will it be Henrik Larsson? Just with an eye on Wednesday night. No, indeed, it's Stilian Petrov who they are taking off. And they might be forced to reorganise again. Well, it's Sean Maloney who's going to come in and play on... Well, no, I think he's... The idea was to put Larsson back up front, but Maloney went over, had a word with Larsson, and he said, no, you go up front. Silla has dropped back to the right side of midfield, and Liam Miller is in the centre, partnering Neil Lennon.
Yeah, I think that probably was what intended. Whatever message he was passing on to Henrik Larsson, I'm not sure what it was, but Silla's a natural on that right-hand side.
Smith, intercepted by Thompson. Mark Cately, the former Rangers player, actually is now part of the coaching staff at Dundee, working with the forwards. So far they haven't been able to get through a very well organised Celtic defence. Famous last words, I know. Fotheringham. Nemsadze. Lee Wilkie. Barry Smith. Balde. Novo seemed to give up on that. Thompson fouled as he jumped for it by Barry Smith. And you wouldn't really blame Celtic, but they're going to take their time over every set piece between now and the end of this match. They try and hold on to that advantage.
I think they've been very professional in their approach to the period after Agath was sent off. They really have. They've been very purposeful. They've kept their shape. They've kept their discipline to an enormous degree. And as you say, they're taking every advantage of the situation to let the time run out.
Dundee are getting ready to make another switch. The free kick awarded against Sean Maloney for handball. He was a little unlucky with it. They're taking off Barry Smith, and it's Gary Brady who is coming on. Brady is featured in all of Dundee's league matches so far this season.
he's a much more creative player than Barry Smith, obviously, and you know, I think Jim Duffy's trying everything he can to get his team alive. You know, you mentioned Mark Hateley there. I think Mark's going to have a big job to do to get something from these forwards.
Hernandez. Lennon just leaving Ray. Taking possession of the ball. Silla to Lennon. Maloney scored 2 against Dundee back in May. Great night for him at Celtic Park. Well, he's done well there, winning a throw-in. Silla coming forward to take it. Sean Maloney just couldn't hang on to it. Silla there to help out Maloney, trying to get it back, and still has possession. I think was playing there for the free kick. The referee has let it go. It took a deflection from Silla's shot, and Speroni scrambles to keep it in play. Under 10 minutes to go at Dens Park. Dundee 0, Celtic 1. Varga straight to Wilkie. Nemsadze. Well, Ray in front of him is telling him to carry the ball, try and bring it forward. Hernandez given away. Now Lennon fouled by Caballero. No card for that challenge. Lennon's worked very hard. Well, they all have, Billy, in fairness.
I think everyone has worked very hard, you know, and you know, almost at times you can't appreciate that Dundee have got an extra man, because it doesn't look that way. Celtic are every bit as much in the game as Dundee. In fact, much more composed.
Lennon. McNamara. Maloney. That's a throw-in to Celtic. Just time to remind you, the racing from the Curragh will follow immediately after this programme. We were late starting here because of a major traffic jam on the way to Dundee. Kick-off delayed by half an hour. We'll be going to the Curragh directly after this match. Will Celtic be leaving here, though, with 3 points, with 1 or with none? At the moment, they have possession of all 3 with that 1-0 lead. Silla off Caballero. But the referee has overruled his assistant. Well, they're in communication with each other. We'll have words about that afterwards. A central figure, well, they always are, the referees, but Dougie McDonald sent off Didier Agat for a professional foul on Novo. Fotheringham trying to skip away through against his old teammates. Neil Lennon just takes the pressure off the defence. Almost, what, 39 minutes played in the second half. Wilkie. Dundee currently 4th in the table. Celtic in second, 2 off Rangers, who play later on. But Dundee not helping themselves, Billy, at this time.
No, from a Dundee point of view, they've been very disappointing. You know, they've had lots of the ball, but they really haven't created any chances at all. You know, I know a lot of that is down to Celtic. Celtic's command of the game has been tremendous. Their discipline's been great, but you know, the thing that I would be disappointed where Jim Duffy is that there seems to be a lack of appetite about the team. It's almost as though they feel as though they're going to lose the game, but they just want to go out there and pass the ball about. They've really had to up the pace of the game. I think they've played a lot of the stuff they've played across the front of Celtic.
Gary Brady. Well, Celtic, they've had to really just to drop off and invite Dundee onto them. So far, though, they haven't been able to find a way through. Ray. Hernandez looking to get in behind Silla. Fotheringham's shot was blocked by Liam Miller. Not the best clearance in the world. And Henrik Larsson just not struggling at the moment. You can't see it. It's out of picture. Alan Thompson is called for treatment as Maloney tries to get past Wilkie. Mayer did very well. And Henrik Larsson, well, with an eye on Wednesday, is struggling at the moment. I think his left knee is locked up. Sara kicks the ball out of play sportingly, but Larsson is in real trouble at the moment, whether it's cramp, but he kicked the ball away and then stopped immediately, and his knee seems to have locked.
I think it might be a pull. No, you're right, he's working on that knee, isn't he? That would be a disaster for Celtic.
Well, Trevor Stephen was saying earlier on, the one player you cannot afford to be without is this guy. All the problems Celtic have, they really need him to go to Germany.
He's certainly very difficult to replace. He's had a marvellous period at Celtic. He's really been an absolute tremendous player for them. There's it. It may well have been that he has jarred his knee. Yeah, it looks that way, doesn't it? Certainly doesn't look like a pull of any description.
Well, the problem for Celtic now, they're already down to 10. They're about to go down to 9 because they've used the 3 subs with Miller, Maloney and Silla all on. But, well, you saw Larsson kick the ball with his right and then just jar his left knee. Well, Martin O'Neill looking concerned, while you're watching the Celtic supporters who will be concerned as well. Larsson is walking off the pitch. And I don't think he'll play any more in this game. There it is again.
There it is again. It's just as he stepped back there, he just seemed to go across it or something. I don't know. But certainly looks a bit freer now that he's got all the way across the pitch. But you just hope that it comes something and nothing.
Well, Celtic are down to 9. There'll be a fair bit of stoppage time to be added on. Well, I wonder, will they risk him between now and the end? The 3 points are so important to Celtic, but, well, the Champions League on Wednesday in Bayern Munich. I was going to say in a different league, but I think you know what I mean. Really have to start well. Larsson about to come back on, though. And the referee has now allowed him to come on, and he's just going to try and run the problem off. The physios are happy enough. The player himself is happy enough. Vargas header away. Gary Brady of Dundee. Can they grab a late equaliser? Nemsadze sends it in. McNamara's header out for a corner. Celtic with more defending to do. Larsson, if you look at McNamara, who headed that ball out, is moving a little bit better. He seems to be moving a lot more free now, but just less Nemsadze with the corner for Dundee. Hedman coming out to get it. Balde was there as well. Brady over the top. At least they managed to get a shot on target. They haven't had too many of those during the course of the second half. No, they haven't. Balde clears up in a way, doesn't it? Brady shots never going to use them. Self-focusing. Always going over, but at least it was towards the Celtic goal. Now we understand there'll be 4 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this game, so Celtic still with work to do. Larsson has gone into that lone attacking role. You can see him kind of shot now. Maloney is now on the left side of midfield. Dundee with effectively 5 minutes to grab an equaliser. Lennon fouled by Ray, who isn't going to be booked for the challenge. McNamara with the free kick for Celtic. Hernandez and Silla going for that. It'll be a Dundee ball. Heading into stoppage time. There will be 4 minutes of that. Can Dundee get back on terms? Brady. Maloney trying to hold him off, with Maloney being fouled. Dundee supporters getting a little upset at that decision, but I think you'll see it's, well, at that stage it was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. The referee, though, sided with the Celtic player. Brady and Mayer bothering him. Mayer only really half clears it. Thompson. Ray. Larsson is struggling again. Really just pulled up, and I'd say they will take him off. Although he's trying to move again to help his team hang on to this one-goal lead. Liam Miller with the interception. Nemsadze with the loose pass, and Dundee, well, they haven't really helped themselves so often in the game. They've got into good positions but just lost control of the ball. Miller and Brady having a real go at each other. That will be a free kick to Dundee. Hernandez slipped by Fotheringham in the middle of Dens Park. Larsson challenged by Ray. Well, Larsson is just not moving freely at all, Billy.
No, he's not moving freely, but he's such a competitor. He's so determined to make an impact on everything that he does that he just won't let go. But it's been a tremendous performance by Celtic. It really has, you know, to think that they're 10 men. You wouldn't know if you didn't count those teams at Celtic with a man short.
You got a shot of Liam Miller, who's worked very hard for his team. Cork-born player, Irish under-21 international, and Martin O'Neill believes there are big things ahead for Miller with the Irish senior setup. Two and a half of the 4 to be added on, now completed. Nemsadze of Dundee just lifts it in, hit and hope at this stage. It's trickled through to Hedman. Wilkie claiming he was being fouled by Varga, but I think, well, both players were at it really. Here's Maloney. Alan Thompson. Miller chasing this down. Seems to have Nemsadze for pace, but Nemsadze cleverly able to deal with it, as was Julian Speroni, the Dundee goalkeeper, beaten by that fabulous goal from Balde. Seems like a long time ago now, in the 8th minute of this game. Henrik Larsson, will he be fit for Wednesday's trip to Bayern Munich? Jackie McNamara runs into Hernandez. Silla fouled on, well, inside his own penalty area. And Celtic, well, they're just heading towards what will be a very, very good victory, Billy.
Well, I think it'll be an excellent victory in actual fact, and really it's very merited, because they've worked very hard. Everyone's had a real go at the game, and albeit that they had that disappointment of Agath going off, they've kept their composure, they've kept their discipline, and they've played with some panache.
The players moved around after Agath sending off, and Craney going off injured. Larsson, he will be a worry for that Champions League game against Bayern Munich. The referee has blown his whistle. A very well-deserved victory for Celtic. Bobo Balde's goal, the difference between the two sides. O'Neill's team had to work so hard. Here at Dens Park, it's finished Dundee 0, 10-man Celtic 1.
Thank you very much, Dara. So Celtic back at the top of the SPL for the moment at least. That is where we have to leave it. Time to go racing. My thanks to Trevor Stevens.